Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
Hey guys, I'm Vanessa.
My name is Paul. We're going to react to this clip. You've probably seen this clip before. It's all over YouTube and it's a bit funny. But let me say this, we're not making fun of the LGBTQ community. But there's some Western group, like from America, Canada, and all the country in Europe. They're trying to push an agenda to African nation. And some African nation are saying enough is enough because they do not want this type of lifestyle for their for their children, for their population, because to them it is a very destructive lifestyle. So we're going to react to this video.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
What is your message to Western human rights groups, to President Obama,
Respect,
to lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender people?
Respect African societies and their values. If you don't agree, you just keep quiet. Let's manage our society the way we see. If we are wrong, we shall find out by ourselves. Just the way we don't interfere with yours.
Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they are disgusting. What sort of people are they? How can you go? I never knew what they were doing. That's how I've been told recently that what they do is terrible, disgusting. But I was ready to ignore that if there was proof that that's how he's born, abnormal. But now the proof is not there.
So as you can clearly see, there's some Western group, they're pushing, LGBTQ right in Africa. And they don't want it for their country. They don't want it because they don't want their children to think that they are female when they are male. They don't want, their children to cut out their private part and start living as a woman. They don't want that. Or a girl to think that they're a boy. Because it's about 30 years ago, this thing was never heard of.
And if I feel like we should also make a video about that. Like, there's a lot of people who transgender, like they transgender, and then they want to reverse it.
Yeah.
Because they say that a lot of people don't talk about the hardship when you're trying to become a different sex. They just want you to give you an idea that it's all so good, and they want you to think that it's really good. Yeah. But then in reality, it's a lot of pain for a lot of them.
Very painful. You have to remember,
it's a painful process.
It is a painful process because God created male and female. If you're coming to this world, you're a man or you're a woman. That's what God wanted you to be. And if you're trying to change that, in the long run, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer greatly. And there's a lot of videos, there's a documentary, like my wife just said. People are talking about that. They regretted the fact that they cut their their private part and they start having for the men, for the fake boobs that they have. And it's just this is something that it is very destructive to a society. And African nations are watching. They are watching. And they said, no, we do not want this for our society.
Yeah, and I am 100% on board for that, to be honest. And I thought this was funny, not because I'm trying to attack like people who are struggling with homosexuality, but it's because of the way he speaks and the fact that he's a true gangster. Like, he was not playing. He said, okay, you need to respect my values and my beliefs, just like we respect yours. Don't interfere with ours, just like we don't interfere with yours. And I feel like that's so amazing, and I think that that's really good that they're standing up for, because I remember seeing another president say something like that too. In Africa, they're standing up for their countries, because America is kind of like a bully. They when they have their own thing or whatever, they want to put their own agendas and their own beliefs to other countries. But there's smaller countries without that doesn't have as many resources and things like that. And they even would offer them money so that they can push that homosexual or lifestyle on their people, and they're not having it.
They're not having it. And one thing I noticed is, the way I noticed too, is like, they never push that agenda to any Arab country, Saudi Arabia and in Yemen, all these other countries, Pakistan, they never push that agenda because they know if you bring this, LGBTQ thing in that country, they will not accept it. They will not accept it, but they are doing it to African nation. And like he said in this video, respect African people and their values.
Yeah, respect.
Respect it.
I respect this president. Like, respect.
Respect it because the population, because the population does not want that lifestyle.
Yeah, and I remember watching. There's another president that said something that was so powerful too, and he was like, He gave in a scenario. He said, you put an island with a bunch of homosexuals or whatever it may be, you put an island and you put them there, and then you put an island with heterosexuals. Now years after, what you're going to find is this island with just LGBTQ and all of them doing their lifestyle, it's going to extinct. Yeah. There's not going to be any people there. But you go to the heterosexual island, you're going to find it multiply
because that was God, because God created male and female. Two men cannot have babies.
Two women cannot have babies.
Two women cannot have babies. That's how God created. That's how God intended to be in the beginning. And when we see that, when we see men trying to go their own way, it leads to destruction. It leads to destruction. Mm-hmm. And this is what happened when you live in a godless society.
Yeah.
We're living in a godless society. This is what happened. Little kids now think if you're a boy, they think that they're a woman. And if you send your kids to school and they come back and they asking their mom, am I a girl? Am I a boy?
Confusing the children.
That's fine. You want to live the homosexuality lifestyle. That's fine, but don't push it on the children.
It's not fine.
Yeah, it's for you. We're living in democracy. They're allowed to be whatever.
Oh, you
they
mean
want.
like, yeah? Of course, they're allowed to, right. But it's not biblical.
It's not biblical, yeah. Because we are Christian, we don't believe in that. We think it's wrong. We think you should repent of that and turn to Christ. But if that's what you want to live, then you have every right to live that type of lifestyle. That's you. But know that it's wrong. That's not how God intended life to be.
Yeah.
He put it male and female.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're saying that if they want to live that lifestyle, let them live it, but without trying to push it on anyone else. Yeah. It's just like, for instance, there's so many different sins in this world, right? There's people that they want to fornicate, or they want to live with their atheists or whatever it may be. But you don't really see channels like pushing.
They do, but
not as much as like, if, for instance, they don't really push all those things on people. But I feel like with homosexual or LGBTQ, it's like, I don't know what it is behind that spirit. It's like it wants to.
And if you don't accept it, you're homophobic.
That's no, we're not homophobic. I don't
hate nor afraid of gay people. It's nonsense.
Exactly. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, if I see somebody who identify themselves as a homosexual and you need help, I will help you, because that's what Christ called us to be. Christ called us to be peaceful with everybody.
Yeah. And
help people. I don't hate you. I'm not afraid of you. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We just do not want this type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Pushing our children.
Yeah, on our children. It's on TV, like in the movies. It's on all over Netflix. I don't even watch Netflix.
Cartoon isn't cartoon.
Cartoons, like it's getting annoying.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, even people who aren't Christians are getting fed up with it.
Yeah.
Even people who's not Christians.
Yeah, so this is not attacking. This is not an attack on the LGBTQ plus community, but it's just we're just giving our viewpoint, especially biblically. Also from that video, that African country do not want that type of lifestyle for their population.
Yeah.
And if you're America, you should respect that. Mm-hmm. You accept it in your country, that's fine. But for them, they say no, they don't want it. Most of the population do not want it, and you should let them be.
Yeah.
So this is the video we have for you guys. Like I said, this video is a bit funny because of how he speaks. To me, it's funny. I have an accent too. just like he have an accent, but it's funny. Some people think my accent is funny. So this is the video we have for you guys. Please like and share this video.
Okay,
All right,
bye.
guys, take care.